Hi, and thank you for joining us again for the What's Next Living Longer, Better, Smarter podcast. In this episode, wrapping up top techie gifts for older adults, made possible by Vivid-Pix.
Vivid-Pix is all about making it simple to relive your memories. This includes scanning or downloading photos and documents to create your family history, fast, easy, and affordable software to improve these images, and various education to help people do more. With Mary and Fred, we look forward to sharing with you on an ongoing basis many new ways to live longer, better, smarter, and not let your memories fade.
I'm Fred Fishkin, along with Mary Furlong. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Fred. I hope the holidays have been great. With Christmas almost here, we're going to be talking about some really interesting technology that's out there for older adults.
Well, there's a lot to choose from, and we have some great guests joining us. Laurie Orlov is Principal Analyst at Aging and Health Technology Watch. Hi, Laurie.
Hi there, Fred. How you doing?
And from Toniebox, Marketing Manager Drew Vernon. Thanks for spending time with us, Drew.
Hi, great to be here. Thanks.
So, Drew, you're talking to a few grandparents here. Tell us, what is a Toniebox?
Yeah, a Toniebox is kind of a magical little toy for kids. It started in Germany about 5 or 6 years ago. And it was founded by a couple of dads who wanted to kind of upgrade the CD player technology. And they found that, if they use figures to play songs and stories, then young children could play them without adult supervision. And one thing that's great about it is a completely screen-free experience.
So why is this a fun tech gift for seniors?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have different figures. We have two different types. We have content Tonys, which come preloaded with different songs and stories. And so the young ones can play Peppa Pig or Paw Patrol or Sesame Street, Mickey Mouse, etc. But where the grandparents come in is with our creative Tonys. And the creative Tonys are completely blank, and they're programmable with up to 90 minutes of your own content. So you can actually record your own songs and stories. But the best kind of use case for these is actually by the grandparents themselves who want to read bedtime stories or special messages to the child. And they can actually do this from anywhere in the world. They can record a message on their phone and send it to the figure so that the next time the child places the figure on the Toniebox, they'll hear a special message from grandma or grandpa.
So they can have a creative Tony that represents grandma or grandpa, and then they pick that up among all the different Tonys they would have, put it on top of the box, and you're there telling them a story or singing a song or whatever it is you happen to have recorded.
Yeah, we have a lot of grandparents who will send special messages every day or every week so that they can keep connected to their grandchildren. This is especially helpful when you're far away and not able to see them regularly.
Let's take a look, if you can show us, give us an example of what this is all about.
Meet the Toniebox, a screen-free, imagination-building listening experience for kids ages 3 and up. The Toniebox comes to life the moment you place one of our magnetic, collectible Tony figurines on top of the box. Each Tony contains their own songs to sing.
That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life.
Stories to tell.
His eyes are orange. His tongue is black. He has purple prickles all over his back.
And worlds to explore.
That night, Ariel saw strange lights shimmering over the ocean and swam up to investigate.
Want to design your own listening adventure? Creative Tonys allow you to record up to 90 minutes of custom audio fun. Whether you're singing your own silly songs, reading bedtime stories, or telling family stories from afar.
When I was a little girl, my grandparents had an orange tree in their front yard too. I can't wait for the memories I'll get to make with you.
With Creative Tonys, the possibilities are endless. Designed for little listeners, the Toniebox is a lovable storytime friend that makes it easy for kids to start and stop stories, adjust volume, skip ahead, and rewind all on their own. Parents can rest easy, knowing they are always in control through the Tony app. But since the Toniebox contains no screens, ads, or microphones, it's a safe and secure experience you can feel good about. Soft enough to snuggle, tough enough to hold up to rough play, and an ever-growing collection of Tonies to inspire creativity, incite curiosity, and build bonds between children and characters. Tonies. One little box, countless big adventures.
That sounds wonderful and really a gift for both the child and the grandparent.
We're seeing a lot of grandparents really stay connected to their grandchildren by being able to record the special messages, but it also works the other way. In case the grandparent wants to hear from the grandchild, they can also do it that way as well.
So you have some grandparents who have the actual Toniebox as well.
We do, because you can put any type of content on the Creative Tony. So you can get special messages from your loved ones, or you can actually put, your old CDs or any type of audio content. It's very nice to have as an easy kind of speaker system.
I know they're selling out, right? But my granddaughter likes Elvis, so I have to find an Elvis tune. Thank you so much, Drew.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
And Laurie, you've been giving some thoughts to the types of things that can help improve the lives of older adults as well. What are some of the things at the top of your list? Lots of smart home gear keeps getting better and better.
Yes, I think the smart home market has been sort of fragmented and sort of a Home Depot shelf type of stuff that you have to sort through and figure out what's useful to you. But there are some technologies that are very useful. And one of the ones that's mentioned most often these days is the Amazon Echo. The Echo Show 10 actually is a product you can put on the kitchen counter. We got one, we're using it now, and it will swivel itself around to face the speaker, whoever's talking to it. So if you have a person on one side of the counter and a person on the other side of the counter, it will swivel and face whoever's speaking. Very cool. You can also play recipes on it. You can play movies. You can ask questions, and it's a very clever offering. Also, the Nest Thermostat is another really clever offering from Google, enabling you to better manage and monitor temperature in the home environment, which can be very important to older adults, especially frail older adults who may have trouble managing their own thermostats. So those are two great ones that I think are part of the smart home market today. I also have spent a bit of time looking at safety-related technologies. And in particular, there's something called Ting that's out there, which is a technology to help to warn about electrical fires that you might not be aware of when they started. And then there's the iGuard Fire. It used to be called iGuard Stove, but it's iGuard. You can find it on Best Buy as iGuard Stove. That's an automatic stove shutoff for both that can be connected to both gas and electric stoves. That will shut off the stove after a period of nobody being in the room. And one of the biggest causes of home damage actually is unattended fire in the kitchen. So those are very, very useful.
So many older adults are tech savvy, but then there are those who are not tech savvy. So how complicated is it to create a smart home?
Well, today it's pretty complicated. So there's do-it-yourselfers out there that read the instructions and follow them, to the letter, and put up their own smart home technologies around their home. But for those who can't do it, they often will hire integrators or service people, especially those that you already trust, who are coming into your home to deal with something like a home security system. So smart home technologies are often made available by home security companies, for example.
Can you bring health into your home and keep you more fit and monitor your health?
Well, there's technology out there to monitor the air quality in your home. I haven't put anything in this particular report that named it, but you can find technologies out there that will monitor air quality, which is very important for some people, especially in these post-COVID times. And of course, you can put on blood pressure cuffs. You can step on a weight scale. You can, there's all kinds of, monitoring your own temperature and some of your own health statistics. whether that's through apps or through some technology in the home. So all that's available today.
You've looked at something called Zimbrio?
Yeah, that was an interesting product that was presented at CES about a year ago. It's called the Zimbrio Smart Scale. And the great thing about this is when you step on the scale, it can detect your balance. How safely are you actually standing there? And most importantly, its intent is to be able to detect changes in your balance over time. So how you step onto the scale, how you step off, can over time be an indicator of impending disease.
Some of the smart home gear I've noticed, Laurie, like the thermostat, they're being sold at discounts or sometimes even given away by utilities, right?
Yes, that's a very important point. Smart home technology, well, first of all, detecting fires and water in your home and things like that, that can also reduce the cost of your home insurance. So your home insurance providers may in fact provide free or discounted technologies. Also, this type of technology can be useful to help keep an older adult safe and free from risk. So a lot of smart home technology is being thought through as being useful for fall detection. And in fact, AARP and a company called VIAR have just partnered to produce wall-mounted fall detection capabilities in the home, so you don't have to have a wearable on you to detect whether you fell.
Laurie, you're a real gift to the industry with your analysis of different areas, and you've just finished a new report. Can you tell our audience about it?
Yes, I wrote a report called, the title of the report is Beyond DIY, or Do It Yourself, the future of smart homes and older adults. And it takes a look out 5 years as to what the changes in the market will be for smart home technologies that will better meet the needs of older adults who are low adopters as of now. AARP's own survey indicates a relatively low adoption rate for smart home technologies, and it's partly because of the problem I outlined, which is installation issues, training requirements, read the manual, and the fact that they also don't work well together. And so the prediction is that in 5 years, there will be ways to integrate smart home technologies in your home so that they will work more effectively together.
There's so much more we could talk about, and these are just some of the highlights. So thank you for being with us today, Laurie, and keep up the great work and have a wonderful holiday.
Thanks so much, Mary. You too. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Well, it really is terrific, Laurie. Congratulations on the report. And Drew, tell us a little bit more about what's coming at Toniebox. You're always innovating, and we should say this box kind of never goes out of date. The kids aren't going to get bored with it because there are constantly new Tonys coming out to put on the box, and you've got some terrific partnerships as well.
We do, yes. We are continuing to release different types of characters. I mentioned the content Tonys, so we have actually partnered with National Geographic. We are starting to release some like an astronaut, a dinosaur, a penguin, and a whale. And then we also have additional educational offerings called Tony Blocks. And the way that these work is they're little wooden blocks. They have the same chip and the same magnet as Tony's, but they offer educational content. So we are partnering with people like Neil deGrasse Tyson to talk about inventions and innovations. We have partnered with Christina Mittermeier, who is a marine biologist talking about sea life. And so our goal here really is to create an on-demand audio library for young children so that they can have a screen-free educational experience whenever they want.
Typically, give us an idea about the cost involved here, what people would be paying for the box. And then there are the Tonys and there are bundles, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so the starter set is usually about $99, which comes with one figure and the Tony box. And then the additional figures for the content Tonys are about $14.99 each. And the creative Tonys that you can record your own content, those are about $11.99 each. But we do offer a lot of bundle deals if you buy 3 or 5 Tonys. And then we also have a coupon for any of your listeners or viewers, Tony Podcast, TONIE podcast, that you can use at tonys.com for 15% off a Tony box.
Thank you for doing that. The coupon again is Tony
Yeah,
Podcast?
Tonys.com, TONIES.com. And the coupon that you can use at checkout is Tony Podcast, all one word.
Drew, Vernon, thanks for taking the time with us.
Thank you so much.
All this sounds great, Mary. I've talked about some of the things that I've looked at too. One is the Body Cardio Plus scale from a company called Withings. They're based in France. It gives you a lot of body composition data and something called your vascular age, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure, it's electrical impulses that have to return in a certain amount of time that helps them figure this out, but pretty interesting. I think I'm right on target. I'd like to be lower, but they are also just out with a new wearable called the Scan Watch that has FDA clearance, a real first here for ECG and even blood oxygen levels. There are other wearables that have ECG and whatnot, but this is the first that's gotten the clearance from the FDA. So the really information that can be useful with medical providers. It also does the usual fitness tracking and notifications. And one great thing about it is the battery life is about a month on a charge, which is pretty unusual. And that sells for about $280.
And of course, I'm very bullish on the new iPhone with the camera that takes such great quality pictures.
Before we wrap up, Mary, we wanted to talk about a few holiday memories, how important they are to us all. And to help us out, our friend from Vivid-Pix, Rick Voigt. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Fred. Hi, Mary. How are you today?
Good. Rick, we sent along a couple of photos so people can really see, if they haven't already, just what Vivid-Pix can do with so many of our cherished photos.
And I appreciate you sending them along. It's a great time of the year for us to be able to reminisce and relive these memories and, of course, reconnect with our loved ones. So Mary, you sent along a couple of lovely memories here. Fred, you did as well. And I pulled up one of my own as well from when I was a kid. So I was probably, 3 or 4 years old, probably 4 years old in this photo. So the way our software works is you're able to import an image into the Mac or Windows software, and we analyze an image, and the software feels that the center image is best, but we ring it with increasing contrast and or decreasing light, or increasing light or decreasing contrast. So you choose the one that looks best to you. And Mary, here's the fun part, is getting to relive this memory. So the one on the left was the original, the one on the right is the fixed image. Please tell us about this wonderful memory.
And yeah, I have to talk about both of the pictures, but first of all, I love how young I looked. and I also loved, I used to always dress my children up in holiday styles, so I just loved seeing Daniel, my oldest son, when he was 2 years old, I think, here, 2 or 3. And it was just a wonderful Christmas, because it's magic when you have young children at Christmas.
Absolutely. And it's also fun to see the age of the photographs, this being either a Polaroid or a Kodak instant picture. So here's the second one. So please tell us about this one.
Well, this is me on my first Christmas. And you can tell my parents went overboard because they really loved me, and we used to have a lot of fun together, but they also loved the dog, and the dog's name was Dixie. I always thought that was funny. And I always think it's so cute because we get so excited at Christmas time when we have little ones. So I still sort of remember it. And what was that tinsel on the tree?
Sure looks like it. Yeah.
It's not a new Balsam Hill tree. It's an old looking tree. But so this was 1949.
Well, I wasn't going to ask. So yes, this is, 72 years old. So, and that's kind of what Vivid-Pix Restore, the software, is all about, is restoring these old memories, these old images. And this literally is a one-click fix. So Fred, what about one of yours?
Well, this is a fun one with my oldest daughter and my son, and his reaction is the typical of a boy being kissed by his sister. And we just love looking at this photo. And it's just remarkable, Rick, what you're able to do with it. This one is not all that faded, but it's yellowed, which is what a lot of people have in their shoe boxes or old photo albums. And you make it look new. Really, really amazing.
Well, thank you. And yeah, that's part of how photos fade is that photos are made up of red, green, blue dye, and the red, green, blue goes out of balance. And that's what we bring back to life through our patented algorithm. And then down here in the bottom, we have controls if you wish to fine tune. So this one is one of me. And I'm pointing out one other feature, which is this was an old holiday card, and an algorithm is looking at the entire image. And because holiday cards have so much white in the type, I'll show in a moment, have so much white, it throws off the algorithm. So we actually have something called Zoom Recalculate. So I'm able to crop into this image area so that the algorithm goes just right at that. And then this is the result, literally with one click, by zeroing in on that area of the photograph that's then applied to the entire image. So my story here is, again, I was about 4 years old. This was in Elmhurst, Illinois, before we moved to Rochester, New York, when I was almost 5, and Jacques the dog, and my sister Janice. So Mary Fred, thank you so much for having this portion of the show. It is so much fun to be able to reminisce and reconnect with our loved ones, these memories, and share them with friends, which is what photos are all about, is reliving the past and reminiscing.
They sure are. People can find Vivid-Pix Restore for Windows or Mac computers for under $50. The site is vivid-pix.com. Thank you for taking time with us, Rick, and for your support as a sponsor, and have a wonderful and healthy holiday.
Well, thank you. Our sincere pleasure, and have a very merry holiday season as well.
Thank you, Rick, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Mary, that will do it for this edition. Thank you to Laurie, Drew, and Rick. We have so much more to come, including a new addition to the podcast series in the coming year.
Yes, I'm very excited about this. We'll be adding another podcast every month, talking about all the exciting deals and news taking place in the business and investor world, focused on aging, longevity, and technology.
And we hope many of you will join us for that as well. And we wish you all a joyous and healthy holiday season and year ahead. And a very big thank you for watching or listening.
Happy holidays, one and all, and stay healthy, everyone.